What's up? What's happening? Welcome to another edition of the Short Porch, presented by Barstool Sports. I'm your host, Hubs. On the other side of the laptop, Tommy Smokes, Tom Scavelli, TJ, and the ones and twos. Marty Mush is out, and I don't know where, doing some weird things, working out and outside with wood. I just some mush stuff going on in April. But yeah, he's on the move, so just us today. Yankees, nice weekend. Didn't get the sweep, but gladly I'll take 3 or 4 with how this team looked heading into the series. Actually got some timely hits, some offense, some actual home runs. Good to see. Fairly good pitching. Obviously, Garrett Cole is Garrett Cole. He continues to amaze. We just expected this point. But overall, taking 3 or 4 from Cleveland in Cleveland. The 9-12 record is not what you want through 21 games, but it could have been a lot worse. If this weekend continued the way it was. So I'm happy that they got a little bit of a groove on the road. A lot to get into here in these 4 games. But yeah, we'll start with that. What's up, Tom?
I mean, 9-12 feels so much better than 6-11. It's crazy. Like, that was the last time
Yeah.
we recorded. I remember saying how we thought maybe they'll be 8-17 after 25 games. So at least we've avoided 8-17. At a bare minimum, we've avoided 8-17. But yeah, I mean, 1-3 out of 4 looked pretty good doing it. I mean, would have been nice to have the sweep, but you can't complain too much. Overall, I think it went about as well as it could go.
Yeah, no question. Today, a little bit of a sour taste in the mouth because, I mean, they punted the game away. I mean, the lineup sitting, a third of the starters and, DJ not out there. They were totally accepting just the series win, didn't need the sweep, and then just let's go to Baltimore fully rested. I mean, Gardner leading off, Gardner just fallen way off of a cliff here. Just hit nothing lately. They even pinch hit Clint late for him. No DJ in the lineup. Ford was at first. Gary catching. And obviously, throwing Nick. I mean, I want this to be a very positive show, but I mean, Boone punting the game away in that 5th inning, bringing in Nick Nelson, and you're this Nick Nelson guy. This guy stinks. He can't locate anything.
He's making it really tough around these parts to still be a Nick Nelson guy. I mean, I just see what the Yankees see, whereas like they keep throwing him out there, where you see like the stuff could be there. The results certainly are not.
The results he just doesn't locate at all. And he leaves pitches in the zone. He got walloped today through a changeup literally right down the middle. It was like it was placed on a tee to the hitter. He's been very bad. Let me see. I have the numbers here. 10 earned runs, 17 base runners on the year, 10 1/3 innings. That's not good at all.
Not great.
No. So he was sent down right after the game. He needs to work on a ton of shit. If we were doing a bullpen trust tree, which maybe we could do at the end of the show, but I think he'd be firmly last on this team.
Didn't we promise a bullpen trust tree for like last episode? I think we forgot to do it.
Okay, so we'll do one. We'll definitely do one in this show. Once we run through the 4 games and what happened, we can do a trust tree. But sneak preview, he's dead last in mine. I have no confidence in that guy's out there.
Put him on now if he's not on the roster?
I guess not. No, because King's going to be there, and King's so yeah, I'm counting him. You pitched 10 innings this year, you're considered on the roster, and he's firmly on the bottom of it. He was optioned right after the game ended. Devi is going to get the start on Monday. Very excited for that. But yeah, Nelson needs to work on a ton of shit. Because this ain't going to cut it. Everyone else in the bullpen is doing their job except for Nick Nelson. He's trying to bring everybody else down. He's bringing the bullpen and the team ERA up when it just shouldn't be as high as it is. Nick Nelson, you got to be better, pal. Got a lot to get into here. 4 games to break down. Before we do that, I want to talk to you about Cuts Clothing, one of my favorite sponsors. I'm actually rocking their hoodie right now. It is just comfortable. It's exactly what you need for like a lazy Sunday, but you also can wear it out on a date. You look fine. You can wear it to the bar with your boys. You look fine. Wear it to Yankee Stadium. You look completely fine. Hanging around in the living room all day. Cuts Clothing. It's just the fabric. I love how my number one thing is like they don't wrinkle, which is something I always worry about when I throw things.
Well, I was going to say, every shirt I have is wrinkled. It's crazy. Yeah. I don't know what I do, but I just cannot figure out how to unwrinkle clothes. My cut shirts are old reliable, where it's like I know they're not going to get wrinkled. And I was going to say the go-to combo from Cuts, you get one of their comfortable shirts, and then you get the hoodie. I have a black shirt and maroon hoodie. You wear them on top of each other. It's very comfortable. You have the hoodie, which is cool looking. You get warm, you take that off. The shirt is still cool looking. And that's something I always worry about with Cuts with hoodies in general. Like, I don't want to wear an uncomfortable shirt under a hoodie, right? Because then like the hoodie's rubbing against it and you have too many lights.
Ruin the whole outfit.
Right. So you need a comfortable shirt under that hoodie, but this Cut shirt is comfortable. And if you have to take the hoodie off, it still looks cool.
Yeah. I mean, no BS. Like I just love Cuts. I wear it all the time. My move, I feel like going to bar is like the black hoodie with black jeans, and you just look sleek, and you just look like you know what you were doing. You picked out the right clothes. But yeah, they've got t-shirts, they've got polos, they've got hoodies, they've got crew sweatshirts. I mean, it's just everything you want out of a brand. Fantastic. So get on board with Cuts. They're premium with a purpose. Each piece of clothing is designed with custom engineered fabric, expertly graded for the perfect fit. Arming you for every challenge and opportunity. It's not just a lifestyle. It's not just clothing. It's office leisure apparel for the sport of business. Right now, you can get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/porch. That's cutsclothing.com/porch for 15% off the only shirt worth wearing. And like the only hoodie worth wearing too, because I'm rocking the hoodie. Okay, so let's start on Thursday. This team goes down 3-0 immediately. With Domingo out there, and Domingo kind of got the short end of the stick in that inning defensively. Gardner misplays the ball and left. Domingo himself didn't throw the ball away. It was hit back to him, and he basically had a stroke out there trying to pick up the baseball, charged himself with an error. So he gets charged with 2 of the 3 runs that came across, but they're down 3-0 immediately. And to be down 3-0 immediately after what had just happened previously, not ideal. You start to get like the really bad thoughts start to creep in your head, and it's like, fuck, like here we go again with this godforsaken team. But luckily, they kind of bounce right back. In the top of the third, DJ brings home Higashioka. Gleyber with a much needed base knock. I thought Gleyber had a good weekend. He had some nice hits. Swing starting to look a little better. Defensively, a lot better. So good whole weekend for Gleyber. But they get to 3-3 there. Odor comes up in the 7th. Bases juiced 2 outs, 2-0 count, I believe it was, and rips a ball up the middle, bring in 2. Just a massive hit. He doesn't have a ton of hits for this team, Rougned Odor. Like batting average is fairly low, but he's got some big hits, and he's fielded himself well at second base. Made a jump throw in that game as well, or maybe it was on Friday. Made a nice play today on the run, crossbody throw. Odor's been solid. Odor's been rock solid, I think.
An overall positive addition.
Yeah.
I mean, he's basically playing instead of Jay Bruce at this point.
And Tyler Wade.
Yeah. Unbelievable net positive. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 5 home runs. Like he's basically exactly what we expected, where he would hit home runs and also hit like 200. But the home runs.
He does not have 5 home runs. That's an incorrect stat. He's 3 home runs. That's
4. I said 4 or 5.
You said 5. It is 3.
It feels like he hits one every game at this point.
Okay. But I thought I was just completely off when you said 5.
I actually thought I saw that he had whatever. Who cares? But the point is, that's why I think he has 5 home runs, is every hit he has feels big.
Yep.
Plus, he's like swaggy and like he pimps the shit out of everything. So it's like every home run feels bigger.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about the on Friday. We got the bat drop, but obviously that hit in the 7th to go up 5-3 on Thursday was like that saved, I feel like, the whole morale for the weekend. Higashioka adds a bomb in the 8th because he's just awesome, and that continues to bring up the question of like, we need to play Kyle Higashioka more, and it's very obvious now. I think with him sitting on Friday, it's very, very obvious that he is Garrett Cole's personal catcher moving forward, like definitively. They don't even have to say anything, like it just is. Because otherwise they would just road him on Friday again instead of worrying about
just let that happen, and we don't have to make an official announcement. Every 5 days, you could just make up an excuse of why Higashioka is catching that day. But look, a starting catcher, Gary's going to sit about once every 5 days anyway.
But I think you need to do that more now. I think you're gonna see more of a 50-50 split moving forward.
Really?
I think Higashioka is just hitting too well right now. I think he's locked into play. Anytime he's out there, catching wise, he's handling the pitching staff very well. Not just Cole. Like, he just catches a good game, calls a good game.
That Gary's all the way down to 196 now. That happened very quietly.
He's since the first first 3 games, he's really been on a tailspin.
Everybody was like, "Oh my God, how did we ever doubt Gary Sanchez?" And now he's right back to being.
Yeah, I think it's become to a point where Higashioka needs to be playing at minimum 2 of every 5 games, starting 2 of 5 games, and then. I saw Gary was taking some work at first. I don't know if that's the move, but maybe if you're going to give Giancarlo a day off, you DH Gary and you start you try and still give put his bat in the lineup. You don't want to lose Gary and Giancarlo the same day, but you DH Gary and you catch Higashioka. But I think moving forward, Higashioka has earned himself much more playing time because he's consistently been rock solid for this team for quite a while now, not just this season.
Yeah, at the bare minimum, he could just be Cole's catcher now.
Well, but that was already in the cards.
No, I'm saying at the bare minimum, like, we know he's Cole's catcher and he could play 1 or 2 extra games per time around the rotation.
Yeah, I think Cole's catcher, and then he should be catching at least 1 other game in the rotation until it resets. Moving forward, Domingo Hermann, much needed outing from him. Nice start. Obviously, I said he had the rough beginning with there was some bad defense, himself included, but ends up getting 6 innings, 2 runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. That's all you can ask for from Domingo Hermann. Perfect.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not totally out on Domingo Hermann as a pitcher, as a person, sure. As a pitcher, like, I feel like we were like, oh my God. I don't think his 2 starts were horrible before this. They weren't
you
good.
said that. Yeah.
Right. But, like, it wasn't like I lost all faith in him as a pitcher. Like, the stuff is there. I feel like where every time he pitches, he does look good. Like, his stuff just looks crisp. His fastball's fast. His breaking balls break. Like, he looks like I sort of weirdly trust Domingo Hermann when he pitches.
I wouldn't go that far, but I think compared to like Corey Kluber, like, my trust factor is way higher with Domingo.
I'd rather have Hermann pitching than Kluber.
Yeah, for sure. Now that also could be just because our starting rotation is not very good, but Domingo, that was a good start. They probably could have pushed him for a 7th inning. He only had 90 pitches, but I did like putting that in your back pocket at start. The first 2 weren't great. Let's move forward with this start and then hand over your bullpen.
Some confidence now too. Like, don't ruin that.
Right. And then they handed over to the 3-headed monster in Loizaga, Green, Chapman, which has been, those 3 guys have just been absolutely disgusting this year. Chapman strikes out the side. More splitters, more unhittable splitters. Just, he's been on another planet this year, pitching wise. And I've continued to say this is the best I've ever seen him look. And I believe Jim Bowden said the same thing the other day of how this is like the splitter has made him definitively the best reliever in baseball. And this is the best he's ever looked. And that continued on Friday. Friday, we get Jordan Montgomery starting. Once again, down 3-0 in the first inning, right off the bat. Seemed like a little narrative this weekend. But the offense, this time a little different than Thursday's game, where they got some timely base hits. Higashioka did hit the homer late, but there wasn't a lot of home runs. On Friday, you got 4 home runs. You got Hicks, Odor, Hicks from the right side, Odor with the absolute bomb to tie it, and we got the awesome bat drop. Like, it was a bat like throw into the ground. I've like never seen it before. He knew the moment he started swinging, that ball was gone.
I will say I thought it would go further just based on the bat flip.
Oh, I thought it went pretty far based off of
it went right far. Based on the bat flip, I was like, this ball is 500 feet.
These guys just know, though, the moment, like, they know these guys have been playing so long, the moment they make contact, like, that's gone. I know that feeling. But yeah, it was huge. And then Stanton hits a fucking 118-mile-an-hour screamer down the line to take the lead. And later adds another one, the right center, another missile. Good to see that. I don't have the stat off the top of my head, but I believe it was it was the first time ever a player had 2 home runs in a game that were like basically hit that hard ever. So yeah, that's gonna happen when Giancarlo makes contact.
It was also the day that our home run derby video came out for Game Time, where I could not hit home runs with Giancarlo Stanton. Bum. So he kind of maybe he saw that video and I motivated him.
Credit to you. Credit to you. So in that game, Lucas Licky had so Montgomery wasn't ideal. 4 2/3 kind of fell away from a little bit towards the end. Gleyber, rather tough play coming in, but he probably should have made the play. Don't believe they charged him an error, but they took him out after that. Montgomery did not want to come out. I feel like he never wants to come out. Now, no pitcher ever wants to come out, but I feel like Jordan Montgomery never has once agreed with Aaron Boone's decision to pull him. He's just always pissed off, which I like. I want to see that of a pitcher. But in for relief came Lucas Licky, who got a big-time strikeout on a beautiful curveball that froze the hitter. He ends up going an inning, a third. Darren O'Day, a perfect inning. Green, a clean 8-pitch inning. And then Chapman sets everyone down 1-2-3 again. Another great outing from the bullpen. Montgomery did just enough to keep the Yankees in it, and the offense powered its way home. And that was just two just nice victories to start the weekend.
I see the now Lucas Luetke stat.
What's that?
That he has the best soft contact percentage in baseball.
Oh yeah. So I quote tweeted that, and I like, for me, that's such like a magic stat. Like, you can't control that. Like I don't know how, he just is casting spells on the hitters because he doesn't have 100-mile-an-hour stuff. Like, he throws junk. He's just a crafty lefty, and no one can get a read on him. No one can,
they say faster in, faster out. So it makes sense that slower in, slower out. Yeah,
for sure. The ERA's still just a shade below 5, so it's not like he's been totally great out there. But I think they see a lot in the analytics in him that the numbers will start to come down because.
I feel like he's got some bad luck too. Didn't he have a couple that first series? One of his first 2 appearances, he had a lot of bloop singles and stuff. So he's been good.
Yeah, no question. And he responded to my tweet about the soft contact because I said he's a magician, he has spells, whatever, and he responded with an Office gif, just magic with Michael Scott. So I like that. He's got some humor. Nice to see Lucas Licky out there on Twitterland. But yeah, those were 2 really nice victories. I haven't even talked about my Magic Bracelet yet, which got us a series victory, 3 of 4. I literally put this thing on. It got in the mail. I put this thing on. We were down 3-0 in the first inning on Thursday, and I was just like, "Fuck it, let's try this out." And legitimately, the moment I put this on, they rallied to tie the game, and then they had won 3 straight. They lost today, but. Fuck, today they didn't even care. The Magic Bracelet couldn't overcome an Aaron Boone punt team. So I don't even count this. Also,
I have a theory about the Magic Bracelet. Not a theory, but an idea for it.
Okay.
Take it off for a little bit. Good luck things wear off. Especially this early.
I've been thinking a very similar thing today.
Right. Yeah. Remember my bird shit shirt? The second it got shit on, it was really good luck for a while. But then they started losing games. It loses its luck. I think it's got to be if you have it on forever, they're going to start losing games eventually.
Correct.
I feel like you got to break it out for the most important times.
Don't make it a Rotten Ralph's thing.
Right. You break
I'm thinking keep it on for because I have not taken this off. I've showered with it, done everything with it. I'm thinking this Baltimore series, this is a big 4. Let's do this series and then maybe take it off for a bit.
Okay.
So I'm going to keep it on for the next 4 games because we need to beat Baltimore's brains in.
Let's get to 500.
Okay. Well, yeah, there's the path to 500 is 3 of 4 against Baltimore and 2 of 3 against Detroit, and that gets us to 500.
Yeah.
I think that math checks out. I think that gets us to 16 and 16. Let me do it off the top of my head.
No, it'd be if they went, that would be 14 and 14.
14-14. Sorry. Yeah. That gets us to 14-14.
Right. But if they
get there,
or the 13 and 12.
Correct. Then all the better. Yeah.
6 games this week. You're 16 and fuck.
But they should be able to go 5-2 this week. This should be a 5-2 week coming up. Baltimore for 4, Detroit for 3.
If you go 5-2 this week, you're 500. If you could go 6-1, you're 15 and 13.
Anything worse than that is shameful. Anything better, if they go 6-1, 7-0, great. So I'm going to keep this on at least for the next series. But I feel good about it. And then we've got Saturday and Sunday. Before we just oogle at what Garrett Cole did on Saturday, I want to talk to you guys about BetterHelp. we're gonna get serious for 1 second. The last year, it's been hard on a lot of people, us included, and that's why we're doing something new. We're partnering with a new sponsor, BetterHelp Online Therapy. At Barstool Sports, we love and appreciate our listeners. Actually, ran into a few listeners last night at a bar. Funny enough, like they were like, "Hey, we met you in Southie in Boston, whatever." They bought me a tequila shot, whatever was a good time. I want to say Brett and Jack, if you guys are listening. Shout out to you guys. But we appreciate I love talking to listeners. Anytime, truly anyone that listens to this show, I'm stunned by that you actually exist. So like when I see you in the flesh, it's awesome. But without you guys, none of us would be able to do what we do every day. So once in a while, we try to bring you something good, and maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. A lot of us take care of our bodies, but with as tough of years it's been on many of us, we might also want to think about taking care of our minds, which is very, very important. And there's a misunderstanding of what therapy is. It can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be just sitting around and talking about your feelings. It could just be just talking about your day, like just how your day, like it doesn't have to be, what's going on exactly, like, with your relationships and all that. Just be how your day went. Just let it out there and just talk to somebody else. Feels good. And a lot of people, they battle with temper, stress too much to manage. They got depression, anxiety, PTSD. The list can go on and on. If this is for you, you can use therapy to get some tools that make life easier. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Join the millions of people who are seeing what therapy is really about. It's always a good time to invest in yourself because you are your greatest asset. This podcast, they're sponsored by the Short Porch, and our listeners to get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/porch. That's BetterHelp, BETTER, help, HELP.com/porch. You get 10% off your first month when you go to betterhelp.com/porch. So look out for yourself, look out for your mind as we get through this season here. Saturday, Gerrit Cole, Shane Bieber, just everything, it didn't live up to the hype the first time we saw it in game one of the wild card round last year, the first round, whatever you want to call it, where Bieber got absolutely torched. I think he gave 7 in 4 innings. Garrett Cole obviously struck out everybody. This time, Shane Bieber brought his A game. He was locked in from the jump, and I did not honestly think we were going to score a run off him. That's how good he looked. But Garrett Cole was matching him for a while, and as Garrett Cole has done this year, when Higashioka's behind the plate with him, I mean, you can just pencil him in for just an absolute beauty of a start, and that's what we got from this man. His second straight game with 10 or more strikeouts and no walks, which is pretty fucking good. He's the first Yankees pitcher with at least 50 strikeouts and fewer than 5 walks in any 5-game span. That's a stat.
I really don't think in our lifetimes Yankees have ever had a pitcher like this.
I really don't. I really do not think so.
09 Sabathia, 10-11, he was great.
He wasn't doing this.
He wasn't this dominant. People throw out like Roger Clemens, but if you look at his stats, like his ERA was never that low. Maybe he was
I just told you, no Yankee pitcher has ever had at least 50 Ks and fewer than 5 walks in any 5-game span ever via Katie Sharp, by the way, on Twitter. Great stat there. That's a stat.
He really is the best. I think he's just the best.
Okay.
Well, DeGrom is better.
I'm going to be
Jacob DeGrom is fucking ridiculous.
You can't watch Jacob DeGrom, and I know we want to back our boy, and I always will, like to the end, forever. But I mean, Jacob DeGrom is the best pitcher I've ever seen in my life.
I actually had that thought this weekend, like after the 15 strikeout shutout. I was like, is Jacob DeGrom the best pitcher ever?
I honestly think he is. I don't understand. It's crazy what he does. Every single start, he has like 13 to 14 Ks. Doesn't even think about giving up runs.
I've been meaning to look this up, and I'll look this up now. When's the last time he's given up 4 runs in a game? I feel like it's been 3 or 4 years.
I think he's on like a 5-game hitting streak too. Like he's doing it late. Also, he had like 2 hits in that game. Yeah.
Every time the Mets play or with DeGrom, I check the score. Oh, he must, how do you do this? Like, and every time I feel like for the past 3 or 4 years, he has not given up more than 3. He has not given up more than 1 run. He gave up 4 against Miami, but 3 of them were unearned. That was last year in August. Yeah, last year earned runs.
3 was the most.
3 twice. Yeah.
Like, when's the last time he got like hit hard?
All right, in 2019, on August 2019, he went 7 innings, 4 earned runs against the Cubs and Nationals back-to-back starts, August and early September. But when's the last time he's given up more than 4 runs? Oh, earlier that year.
In April?
May 17th, 2019, he gave up
7
runs in 5 innings against the Marlins. But still.
So we're basically two years removed from like a bad start. That's crazy. You watch him, it's literally a treat.
The Yankees play the Mets July 4th weekend and September 11th weekend. We're inevitably going to get a Cole DeGrom matchup. What is the under going to be in that game?
That could be the lowest under like ever.
When is it? Say it again.
July 4th weekend and September 11th weekend.
Oh, well, that we're saying if they line up.
I mean, you would hope somehow the gods make that sort of matchup happen.
I would almost think that Garrett Cole would tell Boone, like, I want that stuff.
Yeah.
They're 1 day off now, so, it's close enough. Things could happen.
Things can always get readjusted then. But yeah, enough sucking DeGrom's dick. But I mean, I'm not an idiot. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, Garrett Cole's better. Like, no.
Right.
Jacob DeGrom is like the best pitcher I've ever seen.
I'm talking about Jacob DeGrom, but Jacob DeGrom he's really good. I'll admit that.
Yeah, credit to us. But Garrett Cole is worth legitimately every single penny that they've spent on him. And it's so rare that happens. But like I've never seen a guy. Now, granted, it's a 60-game season and this, so it hasn't been even like a full actual slate of a season for him yet. But like so far, he's just taking New York, taking all the media. He's handling media perfectly. He almost like coaches everyone in the dugout. He's just everything you couldn't spend the 300 million plus on a better guy. I feel like it was just
the fact that they gave out the biggest contract ever to a pitcher by far, and it's still been worth every penny. Is such a testament to how good he's been.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, got to win a World Series, multiple World Series. So really, but like he's done his part in more.
It's not been his fault in his 14, 15 games he started for the Yankees.
Yeah. And I was happy they sent him out there for the 7th because his pitch count was at like 95, I want to say, something like that. And I wasn't sure what they were going to do. And Chapman was unavailable because he had pitched back-to-back days, like 15-plus pitches, whatever. So bullpen was a little strapped, and he got it out there. 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 11 strikeouts, no walks, 111 pitches. He's throwing 99 late in the game, like his last few pitches. It's just so good. They gave him just enough run support. He did give up a run in the 4th, but then they answered right back in the top half of the 5th. Aaron Hicks going deep again, this time from the left side of the plate. And then Odor blast off as well. So those 2 homers, that's all they needed. You had Wilson come in the 8th, and Loaizaga with a 4-out save. I believe it was his first save ever. But his ERA is 1.35. I mean, he's been one of the like MVPs in the Yankees this year, which is crazy to say, but he really has been. Every time he comes in, I feel so good in Loaizaga. Like he is. Well, we'll do our bullpen trust tree, but I feel credit to Matt Blake. I feel like Matt Blake's been a big part of that. With getting his control down, the effectiveness of his changeup just skyrocketing. I think Blake has done a hell of a job with Loaizaga. And the project that he was, because he was an unfinished project for a while. We talked about it going into this year. It's just the year Johnny Lasagna takes a step up. Fucking right it is. He's been excellent. Justin Wilson, very good too. 1.8 ERA. They've got, the 4 of Loaizaga, Green.
5.
You counting Sessa?
No, O'Day.
Oh yeah, O'Day, Loaizaga, Green, Chapman, Wilson.
Right.
Have just been. You
and
can just
Zach
count
Britton's
on those.
coming.
Yeah, and Zach Britton's on,
Right.
Yeah. And I feel like they've done a solid job of not overworking everybody. Because Licky has come in for a few innings here and there. I think they've done a really good job with the bullpen. Obviously, it's definitely the strength of this team.
That's the one positive of not winning games is you save your bullpen.
Yeah, bringing Nick Nelson in a fucking.
Oh yeah, you're good guys who you would only be using in a win, basically.
Sure, but I really wish Sessa's been lights out, man. Got to give Sessa credit too. This is gonna be a tough trust tree to put together at the end of the show. But Yo, they were all good. Saturday was a great win. It was tough for me to follow. I was on a boat. I was on a dinner cruise. And I had credit to the Yes App, man. I see complaints about the Yes App left and right about delays, but it's been unbelievable. It's like live for me. I don't get it.
I think it's maybe like 5 to 10 seconds late. I sent out in retrospect a misfired tweet against the Yes App where I was like, does this fucking shit not work for anyone else? I realized no app on my TV was playing video. I don't know what happened. Like, it was the Yes. I guess I hadn't tried to watch anything but a Yankee game for like 2 nights in a row. So this fucking stupid app won't play. And the next night I went to like Hulu, wasn't playing. I went to Netflix. I was like, okay, it might have just been nothing on my TV's working. I restarted it and everything.
Not just you, though. I've seen complaints on like Reddit.
At the Yes App.
I've seen complaints about the Reddit and all that on Reddit about it. And for me, when I've used it, it's been like, I'm never like ESPN, watch ESPN app is atrocious. It's like 2.5 minutes behind, like live television. The Fox Sports app's garbage. All these apps, Yes App is, I've never seen a streaming service be so close to live that you really don't miss anything. Like, I didn't like, none of my tweets, I feel like during the game were delayed because I was that close. I was crazy. Thank God I had service on this boat. But yeah, it was great to watch. Lived up to the hype of Culver's Bieber. They're so good. Bieber was locked in. He's excellent. But they just got enough of him. And yeah, right. Just like that, they took the series, which was awesome. And obviously we talk about today, where Tyone was good. Up until the fourth. Like, he was really good up until the fourth. Struck out the side in the third. And then it just all fell apart. Pitch count got crazy up there. 2 strike hits left and right, I feel like, to him. No walks. So another outing of 5 or more Ks and no walks, which is good. And I do feel like he's making good steps here and there, but that 4th inning was not great. And it obviously, everything unraveled there with the Franmil Reyes 3-run homer just over the right field wall. Kind of erasing what Urshela and Ford did back-to-back homers in the 4th. And the Yankees were put in a hole there. And obviously then they punted by putting Nick Nelson in the 5th inning and keeping him there for the 6th inning, which I thought was deplorable. How the fuck? What did we do? 2 innings of this asshole instead of just like, we shouldn't even have done 1. We got 2 innings.
Like, almost went out of their way to lose this game today. From the the bullpen decisions, it was like they started off as not caring if they won to almost outright like wanting to lose. But yeah, Tyone, he's like, it feels like his numbers should be way better than they are. He looks really good, and I don't want to throw this on him, but a fear where I don't want him to become this guy. Who, for both of you guys, who would I throw out there as a guy that also he looked good. His numbers, specifically his strikeout to walk ratio, would be so good, but the numbers weren't there. The ERA, he would just give up runs, even though his stuff was good. He struck out guys. He didn't want.
How old back are we talking?
Not very long ago.
Starting pitcher?
Yeah.
You're not saying Sonny Gray, are you?
No.
Nova?
No.
I don't even.
All people talk about it was this guy's strikeout to walk ratio.
Strikeout to walk ratio.
I don't know if people will agree with me, like when
I don't know,
you guys, but when I think strikeout to walk ratio, I think Michael Pineda.
If I was gonna make one more guess, it was gonna be Pineda, but I was like,
Michael Pineda. I was like, oh god, he struck out 8 guys,
and he had nice stuff, really nice stuff.
9 runs in 4 innings. Like that was like every Michael Pineda start. Wow, it's 7 strikeouts, no walks, up 5 runs. Like,
have you seen him recently?
Yeah, have you seen how fat he got?
He looks like he ate himself.
You haven't?
No.
I'll send you a picture. It's alarming, but. The start that they were talking about him eating himself was against the Red Sox, and I think he threw like 7 shutout innings or whatever. Yeah, he got enormous, but I do not think that's going to be the case with Tyone. Based off just years he stayed healthy in the big leagues, the numbers are very good. I have way more trust and faith that he's going to end up with good numbers than Gleyber. I'm worried about Corey Gleyber. Yeah.
I mean, his last start was good.
Sort of. I mean, he didn't get through 5.
I thought.
He walked a ton of people, and he did not get there. So Pineda pitches on Tuesday. So I mean not Pineda, Pineda. Gleyber pitches on Tuesday. So I guess we'll see if he improves any more against Baltimore. Fuck, I can't find a picture of this fat guy.
It is crazy. Like Gleyber 4 2/3, 2 runs in my head. I guess at the time I was like,
no, you'll take it. It was definitely an improvement.
But it is pathetic that like we're like, oh, thank God, 4 2/3, 2 runs.
Yeah, completely.
If 5 innings this year, would be a massive accomplishment.
Dude, that's all I'm asking is 15 outs from this guy. All I need is 15 outs. Where is this? Oh, there we go. No. Yeah, I guess that works. Okay, I'm setting this picture of Pineda. I'm looking at Pineda fat pictures for a little bit here. Okay, I just texted to you. I mean, he's just a big. He's a big boy. My God.
Aaron Judge posted an Instagram montage of this weekend's games.
Okay. We're talking about?
No, just hype.
Okay.
That they're actually winning games.
Horrible.
Watch the second picture I'm sending you. The blue, him in blue. That's the one I'm chasing. This one.
Hold on. Oh my God!
He's a fucking
what a
enormous
wagon of an ass.
Yeah, he's like all the weight that Vlad Guerrero Jr. lost. Like Pineda got it.
Pineda. They made like a trade in the offseason.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah. But okay, so we're back to Tyone. I'm encouraging the no walks. He just got to do better with 2 strikes. I feel like he's leaving pitches too over the plate with 2 strikes, and I really just wish. Damn, it looked like we were just going to cruise to a sweep for a few innings there, and then it all fell apart in the 4th and the 5th and the 6th. But whatever, you can't be mad about a three games out of 4. Cannot. Still perplexed about Franmil Reyes having 2 triples this weekend. He came in with 0 career triples and ended up with 2. That's just something I'm going to be confused about for a little bit here. But yeah, overall, the bullpen was very good. And starting pitching from Domingo and Cole was excellent. Montgomery not so much, but better than Montgomery and Tyone not so much. But I definitely feel much better right now than I did entering Thursday. No question about it.
Like this had the opportunity to either be like if the Yankees went 1-3 or worse this weekend, we're in disaster land.
Oh yeah,
2-2 would have been.
Now I'm going to say Cleveland isn't very good. Like you can just see that's not a good baseball team. But we weren't beating anybody. So
right, like the Yankees aren't at a point where we could be picky over the teams we're beating.
We're also really not at the point of punting games away on a Sunday. Like I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that. I mean that's Aaron Boone and like that
analytics team.
It's not to get into this, but like considering this is like all Aaron Boone's decision, I refuse to believe. But whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we got a lot more to talk about here. Some takeaways from the weekend, and we'll do our bullpen trust tree for that. I want to talk to you guys about HelloFresh. I just had like a bender of a weekend, so I need to start eating healthy this weekend, and HelloFresh is going to help me. They got fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. Skip right to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy and fun and affordable, most importantly. And that's why they're America's #1 meal kit. It actually just got delivered to my apartment a couple hours ago. Very excited to get that cooking, prepare for the weekend for the week ahead. I need to get myself back on track here because I derailed myself this weekend eating.
I decided tonight I'm going to order one more like unhealthy shitty meal, and then I'm going to get on HelloFresh Health for the rest of the week.
Yep, for sure. But they cut out the stressful meal planning and grocery store trips, so you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in about 30 minutes or less. Nothing worse than just cooking for an hour or whatever, and then you eat like a 5 minute. It's like, why did I just spend so long doing this? You don't have to do that with HelloFresh. Get your food on the table in 30 minutes or less. Try meals ready in 20 minutes or less. Lightning prep recipes and quick breakfast and lunch, perfect for your busy schedule. They offer 25 or more recipes to choose from each week, from vegetarian meals to craft burgers and extra special gourmet options. There's something for everyone to enjoy. And with all the recipes, they're designed and tested by professional chefs and nutritional experts to ensure deliciousness and simplicity. We love HelloFresh over here at the Short Porch. And right now, you can go to HelloFresh.com/Porch12, Porch12, PORCH12, and use code Porch12 for 12 free meals that include free shipping. HelloFresh.com/Porch12 and use code Porch12 for 12 free meals, including shipping. America's number one meal kit, HelloFresh. They're gonna help us bounce back this week health wise because I need it. Okay, some quick takeaways here as we run around here. We got Gleyber. I thought overall everything was good this weekend. I thought he bounced back from the not hustle stuff. He legged out a misplay in right to get to third at one point this weekend. Feel his position pretty well. I started to see some good swings out of him. I'm encouraged by what I see from Gleyber, although obviously we got a little more to go. A lot of season left with him, but I was encouraged by what I saw from Gleyber.
The results weren't totally there this weekend, but it felt better. Like it felt like he's heading in the right direction. Like I wouldn't fucking kill him if he maybe hits a home run every now and then, but it's getting better.
Definitely. Stanton finding himself for sure. Ton of line drives this weekend. I felt like obviously a couple home runs. Some line today at a base hit 120 miles an hour. Good sign. But yeah, Stanton finding himself not as much as 1, 2, 3 strikeout at bats where he's just defenseless and has nothing to offer. Good weekend for Stanton. Gardner and Clint. We just can't get anything out of left field. And we didn't even talk about Clint's catch because I guess it gets washed away in the loss today. That catch was crazy. That was wild. Like, I wish they were winning and, that could be talked about more. It goes a little bit less talk about when you lose by 4 just such a punt game, whatever. But, ball going back on him. He's not even on the same line as the ball. Just going back and making that catch. Full out dive, legitimately flying. The screen grab of him in midair as he catches the ball is legitimately crazy. What a catch from Clint.
Got to make when you're playing Gold Glove or something in your backyard.
Yeah.
That's the peak of a catch that you can make is full body extension, flying in the air, catching it, and he just did it in a big league game. But it's hard to be too positive about Clint in general, and the catch.
Yeah, the bats aren't good. He got a walk there when he pinch hit for Gardner. When he first came in, Gardner's been equally as bad. I want to say he's 1 for his last 23 or something like that. Left field has just been a black hole of offense. We can't get anything out of left field. I almost wonder if Clint played right. Oh, no, well, Clint's played a little bit right too, but he's mainly been in left, and they just can't get anything out of him. He's just hunting curveball, hunting off speed, and just doesn't want to swing at fastballs. It's nuts. Just look fastball. If you get fooled on a curveball, fine. I've been seeing that of Judge and Stanton for the last few years. But don't get fooled on fastball. That's where Clint lives with his lightning quick hands and shit. Got to start hitting these pitches, man. Got to. Sucks. Make a shirt and he does nothing.
Yeah, that's fucking. That's Marty's bad luck this year. First year he fucking joins, the season gets canceled, they lose. Now
he just ruined Clint's career.
He gives the guy a nickname. He tanks his career.
Fuck it, Marty. He's not even here to face the music.
We might have to stop calling him that. See how that works.
I kind of haven't said it in a little bit. You can't say anything until he starts hitting.
Well, yeah, we really haven't had an opportunity.
I haven't had. Yeah, I just need something at a clip.
There's so many different opportunities where I feel like it's man, if he gets a hit here, we could tweet out the shirt, we could promo it, and he just has not delivered.
Dude, so many. So many opportunities, man. So many. Maybe the catch gives him some confidence. Maybe something little like that. He drew a walk when he first came in today. Didn't swing any bad pitches. Just got to swing in the zone, man. He takes too many pitches in the zone. I'm pretty sure statistically he actually takes the most pitches in the zone of the whole team. So we got to get that up. We got to get that down. Mike King, my next topic. I've had enough of him coming up from the alternate site, pitching 4 to 5 innings, and then going down for 10 days. Pitch him 2 to 3 innings so we use him more. You don't have to send him down. This is doing him no good. It's doing the team no good. He hasn't given up a run this year. He's looked arguably the best, one of the best pitchers this year on the team, and you just waste him. You use him once, and then he's down for 10 days. It's insane. Why? Why are we doing this?
I'd like to see him just start. I'd like to give him a start where it's hey, this isn't an opener situation. You're not coming in, for innings 4 through 9. Just start. You're a starting pitcher. Go start and see how it goes for a few starts.
Either that, or just use him out of the Loizaga role, not Loizaga's role, Loizaga role earlier in the game, where you use Nick Nelson today. that should be a Mike King
Yeah.
role for 2 innings and bridges you to the other guys. Even if he's coming in for 1 inning, whatever, this 4 to 5 innings when he comes in like a mop-up duty or extending the game to the bullpen in like a larger way from like innings 3 through 7, that does no one any good except for that game. But you burn him for the next 10 days. You send the alternate site. I hate that. I hate what they're doing with Mike King. I can't fucking stand it. They need to switch it up. So.
Yeah, it does not. It really isn't. There's been many opportunities. Like today, you said would have been a perfect opportunity.
Perfect opportunity. And don't use him for 5 innings and you have to send him down. Don't punish him for that. He's been pitching great. Keep him up there. I want to see him more. Especially
after this, he'll be like up.
I hope. But Devy's coming up. I think that maybe you see people have been saying Clint gets down to the alternate side for a little bit, clear his head, get his swing back, whatever. Maybe not the worst idea in the world.
That's almost the opposite of what I want to do with Clint. Clint, I feel like is...
You want him to just keep playing?
Yeah, just play through it. I almost think you could argue like getting jerked in and out of the lineup. And maybe you say, oh, he was only jerked out because he wasn't performing. But I'd like to just play through the slump. Let him play through the slump and figure it out up there against Big.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I just don't know. I guess when Devy makes a start on Monday.
It's not like they have somebody chomping at the bit to play for Clint Frazier.
Okay, so actually, I'm going to predict the future here. And after Devy pitches on Monday, they'll send him down and King will come back up. That feels like that feels like where we're headed, right?
The right amount of days as well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully we just do that. Yeah, I just need to see more Mike King here. Especially if Tyone and Gleyber aren't going to give you like the length you need. That's where Mike King steps in and gives you an extra 2 innings. You don't have to do 5 innings. You have to send him down 2 innings, have him sit out a day, and he's available the next day. We're like, 2 days off, whatever, instead of 10 days off. This 10-day off shit is bullshit. Some more stuff. Luke Voigt has at the alternate site taking BP. Hopefully going to get in the games this week, and I think we're going to see him in like 10 days. So that's exciting. Definitely could use him. Clark Schmidt is throwing again, which is excellent because he was shut down he was supposed to just be out 3 to 4 weeks, and it's been like 8. So
I feel like Clark Schmidt's been really forgotten. Like I forgot. Like I haven't even thought of him as like a possible player in like the equation. But I mean, I don't know what his role would be whenever he's healthy, but it can't hurt to have another arm in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, and his clock has clock has started, so It's like there's no
incentive to keep him down.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm excited. He's throwing again. We'll see where that goes. Hopefully, no further complications with that situation. We talked about Devy on Monday. I'm excited for that. I don't know what his. I hope it's just a real start. Imagine it's 1 inning again. I'd light myself on fire.
Who would be the J half that they bring in? I don't even know.
I don't even know. But yeah, Devy on Monday. It's exciting. It's Baltimore. And what else do we have here? Oh, the last thing. What?
What happens if Devy goes like 6 innings, 1 run?
They'll probably send him right back down. Probably send him right back down. I think you needed like Domingo to struggle in that start on Thursday to really entertain.
At what point does Gleyber become a conversation?
Soon. But we're not exactly there yet. But he's playing Baltimore on Tuesday. I need a good outing. Yeah. I need Corey Gleyber to pitch well. I need you to locate, pal. I need you to throw strikes. I need you to get in and out of there. I need you to get 5 innings, 6 innings if you can. 6 would be great. I'll take 5. And let's just do 5 innings, 2 runs, and let's win a baseball game when you pitch, please. Because gotta start showing me something. It's annoying to watch him pitch. One last thing. Aaron Judge trade rumor. It's reported by Buster Olney. They said the Yankees and Angels had trade talks about Aaron Judge, and they were at the slightest of flirtations over the winter. Nothing came of it, obviously. It could have simply just been the Angels called the Yankees about Aaron Judge, and Cashman told him to go fuck himself. It could have been a little bit more than that. We don't really have much more details other than that. No players that were discussed coming either way. But it is worth thinking about that we have this year with Judge and next year, and then he's a free agent. And so they did not have any contract extension talks this offseason.
Yeah, he only has 1 more full year after this?
I believe so, yeah.
I thought he had
what?
I thought he had 2 more full years, but yours makes more sense because he came up in 2016. So yeah, that would be.
I believe he's a free agent after the 2022 season.
Yeah, that isn't. I mean, yeah. Like
because you don't know what contract you're giving him because you need.
This is a very turning point year for Judge.
That's what I said though. Yeah. Also, yeah, I'm correct. 2022 is his last season And after that,
in
he's
this
free.
offseason, you almost make the decision, like, are we going to give him an extension?
Judge is going to want to know that. It's either like, yeah, are we trading him now? Because like this is going to be a very interesting offseason with him and how they handle it. And this year hasn't been the greatest, but we're all accustomed to he's healthy, which is nice. But we're all accustomed to like he can go on a hot streak for like a week or two, and then all those numbers just go skyrocketing up, and all of a sudden he's having like an MVP caliber season.
Nice. Remember that? Like, I mean, he had a bunch of them in 2017, but I don't know why I remember specifically in like June, there was like a series in Anaheim and like a series home against Baltimore where he was just fucking crushing them all.
What about last year? Last year, same thing.
Yeah, I felt like that didn't last as long. I know that.
I think he had a homer in like 5 straight games or something. It was crazy what he was doing.
I'm talking there were like month-long streak in 2017.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he should have won the MVP in 2017. But this is a very interesting year for Judge, and you're going to start to hear trade rumors, and it makes sense if we continue on this path. He needs to stay healthy first and foremost. Otherwise, it's like hard to justify giving him any sort of like lengthy extension of any type of real money. It's like you can't stay on the field. Can't pay you, but he stayed on the field so far. Granted, it's just April 25th, but so far he's still out there. Aside from those like random 2 games, but I mean those trade rumors, nothing to really think about right now. But it didn't catch me off guard completely. That's all I'll just say. And other than that, the Knicks are awesome. They won 9 in a row. That's wild still. The Knicks are just red hot. And they're comfortably the 4 seed right now. They got the Suns on Monday night. So that should be exciting. Suns just got blown out. Not blown out, but they got beat pretty good by the Nets. And yeah, that's all. What?
Are we doing the bullpen trust tree?
Oh, bullpen trust tree. Right. Good job. Forgot about that. Okay, so let's pull up everybody here.
How many? Let's do 7 spots. Like, right, a traditional bullpen, I still think of as 7 people. So we'll do 7 spots, bullpen trust tree.
1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Do 8.
Okay.
8. Because that's what they have right now.
Yeah, I know. But just like I feel like those last spots are always fluctuating. But all
just
right.
do 8.
Are you counting Nelson in 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because good point. It's technically they do have 7 at the moment.
I mean, like King's not on the roster. Is he in the equation?
You can use King. Yeah. I want King involved here. Yeah.
And Albert Abreu, they're all in the equation?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do 8 spots. All right. 1, it has to be Chapman, right?
It's the best Chapman has ever looked in his life. The splitter is ridiculous. Anytime he comes in, I've never had this like calming sense with him. Like usually get some people on or whatever, but it's been crazy this year how good he's been. Even the I feel like his velocity is up. His slider is even more lethal now because people have to think splitter. Along with the fastball, he's been so good. He's definitively 1, and it's very far from 2.
I'm going to put Chad Green 2 comfortably, I think.
Yeah. Chad Green's been – actually, I'm going to put Loizaga 2.
I was going to put Loizaga 3.
I think Loizaga has looked that good. That, like, he comes in, I feel totally
Green's
fine.
numbers are a little better, and I just feel like he's done it for longer.
That's fair.
Like
I just love what I've seen from Loizaga. Yeah. I have so much trust in him.
That's an argument to be made. I would go Chapman, Green, Loizaga.
Okay, so I'm going to go Chapman, Loizaga, Green. 4, I'm going to go King.
I'm going to go O'Day.
I'm going to go King. O'Day has had multiple – now, numbers are good. And he's got a track record of just being a solid, very solid pitcher. But
like when I think bullpen trust tree, I think 1 inning. Like I need 3 outs from this guy. King, I almost trust more in like a elongated.
I'm going to trust King for an inning. I'm going to trust King for whatever they're using him right now. I love the way he looks. But for me, O'Day has had a few innings where I've been like literally on the edge of my seat, like thinking there could be 5 runs scored in this inning.
He has got results.
Like when he was pitching to Vlad Guerrero, and I believe he did strike him out, but like there were some like 88-mile-an-hour pitches in the zone that were being swung through that I was like, that ball could be like hit to the moon at any second. So that's why I go King 4.
I'm going Justin Wilson 5.
Justin Wilson's interesting. His numbers are rock solid.
I feel like I have an ungodly amount of faith in in Justin Wilson. Almost
I
like
feel like you've said that about Nick Nelson, so I don't like them when I hear ungodly fate.
Level blind fate in him, where it's like I never think he's going to come in and get wrecked. Like he's not going to be lights out, but I don't expect him to ever come in and give up like 3-4 wins.
Yeah, he's not a big strikeout pitcher. You know, he's 9 Ks per 9. You're not going to come in. You know, he's not like a Aroldis Chapman, Loizaga type guy.
He's
but
forgettable in a good way.
He's what?
Forgettable in a good way. Like you don't really want to remember relievers too much because that's usually a bad sign. Yeah,
I agree with that. No, I mean he's solid. His numbers all around are good. His FIP is 2.89. Justin Wilson has been very, very solid. For me, it's him and O'Day are like basically tied in like my trust tree rankings. And I guess I'm going to go. I should have more faith in O'Day. I don't know why. Maybe I have like Ottavino PTSD. Probably. Just like you never know what it is. I don't know. I'm going Wilson 5, O'Day 6, Sessa 7.
Because I still had King left.
Wait, where did you use King?
I think you're forgetting Lukey. Or are you putting Sessa?
How is Lukey? Lukey's not ahead of Sessa.
But you're like the number one Lucas Lukey superfan.
I like Lucas Lukey. He has almost 5 ERA. I mean,
I still want Lucas Lukey over Luis Sessa, as crazy as that may sound.
I think that sounds pretty crazy. I've gotten over my Luis Sessa hate. Like he's turned himself, he's maneuvered himself into a pretty solid pitcher for this team. And I have him at 7, and then 8. I guess I'd go Lukey there. So my 1 through 8 is Chapman, Loizaga, Chad Green, Michael King, Justin Wilson. I think I just counted wrong. Chapman, Loizaga, Green, Michael King, Justin Wilson, Darren O'Day, Luis Sessa, Lucas Luetge.
And mine is Chapman, Green, Loizaga, O'Day, Wilson, King, Luetge, Sessa.
Now, if we would extend it one more, is Nick Nelson there or Albert Abreu?
Well, we know Marty's not taking Albert Abreu.
Albert Abreu could win the Cy Young. Marty would be unsatisfied.
All right, I need 3 outs. It's impossible to get a reliever. It's impossible to you can't take him out. The Yankees are up 1 run. I'm taking Nick Nelson. I'm sticking with my guy.
What if I gave you Zach Britton mid-recovery from his arthroscopic elbow surgery over Nick Nelson?
I might take Britton. If that was on the table, I might take Britton.
I think I'd give Britton a shot. I have no faith in Nick Nelson throwing anywhere near strikes. If he does throw a strike, it's probably right over the heart of the plate and going to get smacked. I've got nothing on Nick Nelson right now. Very disappointed by him. The nice thing is, though, is that I just listed for me. Now, 8 with Luetge is, I don't want him in the biggest of roles right now, which is fine. He hasn't pitched in 6 years. That's okay. We're going to get there. But those 7 guys that I listed are pretty fucking – if they're in the game, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good. And then you're going to add Britton to that. So then Sessa becomes 8 with Britton. Pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Bullpen it's the best bullpen in baseball.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it sucks that they can't use them as much when they're losing. Like you can't get that lockdown and reliever punch them out, but it's really good.
I think what we're looking at here is this bullpen is so good, and the offense is going to come around. And you've seen flashes, nothing crazy. They still didn't score a whole ton of runs this weekend. They scored just enough to win these games. But this team will have to make a trade at the trade deadline or before it for a true number 2 pitcher. That's just going to happen. It has to happen. Like if they're gonna actually go all in this year, you have to make a trade. And what that means, Brian Cashman, Hal Steinbrenner, is that you can't hug these prospects. You're gonna have to trade some guys. You might have to trade a Luis Medina, and you just got to do it because you got to win this year.
It's also gonna depend on Severino, like when he comes back and how good he looks when he comes back. Like if he's back for July 1st-ish and he looks good for a month, I think the need for that number 2 starter goes down.
I think expecting Sevy right off the bat to pitch like a number 2 is a little.
Yeah, no, but you could see how he looks and judge all right, how desperate are we going to be? Is this guy going to turn the corner eventually or?
Yeah, I still think they're maybe if it's not a number 2 you're trading for, you're trading for number 3.
They're
going to need another top 3 of the rotation arm by the trade deadline, no question about it. This rotation, yeah, maybe Domingo, takes a leap up after the start or whatever, but something drastic we have to happen with Gleyber. Tyone, I'm not as concerned about, and Montgomery is just very Jekyll and Hyde still, very not consistent enough. And Cole is just so good. But I think you need one more. Thank God Severino is coming back. I still always forget that like he is coming back in like July. But overall, I feel good after this weekend, 3 of 4. I needed to feel better, and I do feel better. Now we have Baltimore for 4, and then 3 games back at the stadium against the Tigers. Weird enough, the Yankees have not announced their May plan for tickets. I assume we'll hear that this week before the Detroit series, because I'm pretty sure I was reading like a few people on Twitter bought tickets for the Astros game, and then they were just refunded by like SeatGeek or like Ticketmaster because they don't know how many people are going to be allowed in. So the people who bought those at the beginning of the season, they were refunded their money or even given like a little bit more extra for their troubles. But so I'm assuming next few days we're going to find out how many people are allowed back in the stadium.
All right, but they would only be adding seats, which is why that doesn't really make
But
sense.
you don't know where exactly the seats are going to be added and what's going to be available.
Right, if they have to shift it around.
Right, because they're only doing 4 at a time here. What was I going to say? Because the Knicks are going to 25%, I believe, for the playoffs, or like right before the playoffs, and they're at 10% right now. So I think the Yankees will be at 30. At least, because if they're 20 right now and things have been status quo and more people are getting the vaccine, that I'm thinking 30 to 35 maybe, and that'd be nice. That's just a little bit more. Yeah. So expect that update this week, I would guess, because since May is this week and they're back home. But other than that, I've got nothing else. Pretty jam-packed weekend. Good stuff. 3 of 4. I'll take it. A lot of takeaways. Got a bullpen trust tree in the bag. And yeah, that's it. So we'll see you back here on Thursday. Later.